taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
What up, YouTube? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Monday, kicking off the week fresh. I hope the day is going well with you. Sorry for the tongue twisting. I took the liberty of specifically picking this particular subject for discussion because I don't think that a lot of people are aware of this story. I certainly wasn't aware of it, which is odd. Maybe it's how I've programmed my algorithm on my social media, which is why I never came across this before until recently. But I'm glad that I did. We got a show later that's going to be completely separate from this. I have Rob, I got Sid coming up. I might not be familiar with them. You'll get familiar with them. This is going to be a great week for discussion. This right here in particular I'm not going to say it bothered me. Bothered me a lot. I don't know how this happens. I don't know where I was when this happened. But a lot of the community is really in an uproar, and for good reason. Like, this is the type of stuff right here that should really make people be more concerned with who's in positions of power, depending on how you want to look at this. I have a 7-minute video that I would like to play, and we're going to talk about this. This is really disturbing. My heart and my thoughts and prayers go out to all the families that were affected directly by this. I don't have all of the facts on this case. I'm not really sure if anyone has been indicted, if anyone's been arrested or charged. We're going to actually watch this live reaction together. This is the first time I'm seeing this particular video. I saw a shorter version of this on Instagram, and I kind of chuckled at it because Instagram kicked me off from doing live streams. Facebook kicked me off from doing live streams for posting a video that wasn't mine. And yeah, I'm gonna keep on talking about it because I'm really annoyed and irritated by the fact that you had all this energy for me when I'm not the perpetrator behind the behavior that is being spread on social media. But you have issues with me speaking on certain shit. It's neither here nor there. This video is going to talk about Mississippi. There's a prison out there where apparently somewhere in 2024 they discovered the bodies of 215 people buried with tags on their site, just numbers. There's no names. It's just a piece of stick and like a sticky note and a number attached to it. And I don't understand how this could have gone this long without anyone noticing it. I don't know how this could have gone this long being covered up. Nobody looking, nobody curious. Nobody had nothing to say about this. Nobody saw this happening. Nobody witnessed the burials. Nobody saw all of these bodies beginning to pile up. We just forgot about all them souls. We just went on with our life. Right. See, before I play the video, it's things like this that make us not like law enforcement. It's things like this that make us not trust the government. It's things like this that continuously happens without any repercussions by our jurisdictions, by prosecutors, judges, that make men and women rebel and have little to absolutely no faith whatsoever in the judicial system. No matter how you want to spin it, no matter how many excuses you pose, there's no excuse for burying 215 people and not a single soul, not a single mother, aunt, daughter, son, not a single family member or friend had any idea where their loved one was, what happened, nothing. They just vanished. Nobody knows anything though. Yeah. We're gonna talk about it. Now I sped the video up in hopes that it would allow me to give you the visual point of view of this entire story so that you could see for yourself just how inhumane your counterparts could be. It's not just not a race thing, but when you look at this, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen real quick. Let me do this. I want to bring this up here. So if anyone wants to keep in contact, you got everything you need right here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any topics that you want to see discussed on the show, reach out, hit me up, email me. We'll make it happen. More than happy to hear your thoughts and your views. Maybe you might want to join a panel. I don't know. Whatever works for you, I'm with it. Let me see. I'm gonna bring this up here real quick, and we're gonna watch this live. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for playing this though, because YouTube be on some bullshit. Like they really be petty for no reason. Let me see. Which one is this one? All right. I might pause it in between the video. But I'm going to let you see for yourself what I'm watching in real time, and we're going to dissect this because there's no reason why this hasn't been viral. There's no reason why no one is talking about this. We talk about everything under the sun, mostly relationships, marriage, and red pill shit, but we never seem to target or focus on stuff like this. So yeah, let me get this up here, enlarge that screen for y'all. All right.
The gruesome discovery of 215 bodies buried in unmarked graves behind a jail outside of Jackson, Mississippi, has left the community in disbelief. The families are angry their loved ones were buried in so-called paupers' graves, marked by just a metal rod and ember, and families were never notified of their deaths. The startling revelation came months after the mother of 37-year-old Dexter Wade filed a missing persons report last March. It wasn't until August when Wade learned her son had been hit by a police car and killed, then buried in that same cemetery. For more about this case and the disturbing details that have emerged since then, I am joined now by Better Citizen Wade and civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is representing her and other families. Welcome to you both. Ms. Wade, can I just begin by saying how very sorry we are for your loss, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you all too.
I understand, Ms. Wade, you contacted the Jackson Department after reporting that your son was missing several times, even after he had been buried without your knowledge. Give us a sense of what they told you over those many months and what those months were like for you, not knowing where your son was.
Well, it was devastating to me because I didn't know where he were, and then I was calling them. They didn't have no information to let me know. Have they, found any information? All the, details that I gave them for leads, they never came back to me to say, well, that lead related to something that we can work with. And I just couldn't believe that he had disappeared off the face of earth. Nobody knows where he at. And it was just horrible for me. And every day I wake up, I just look, just looking for him, just out in the streets looking. And I mean, that's heartbreaking for a mother. And can't say hello, don't know how to get in touch with him. That is a horrible thing for a mother.
Mr. Crump, after it was discovered that Dexter had been killed, that he had been buried in this grave, his body was exhumed in November. There was an autopsy conducted. He was given a proper burial. To understand, a wallet was found in his front pocket with his ID, his home address, his insurance card. What's the
There really is no explanation that they have offered. They claimed that they tried to reach out to Miss Bettison, and you should know that Miss Bettison is the named plaintiff in a lawsuit against the Jackson Police Department because they killed her brother 3 years earlier. She went through criminal trials, had several press conferences. So when they called her house, if they did call her house, like they claim, they knew where she lived. They knew how to get in contact with her.
I'm pausing real quick. There's a little more history here than I thought it was. A lot more. I didn't know it was that sinister. So she done already ran into some issues with them. Oh. This is what we doing out there in Mississippi, huh? I know racism still exists. I know we still have bigots. See, the difference between this and anything else, especially in regards to homicides and untimely demises where people get into these accidents, hit and runs, and so on and so forth, is she has a past with them. I couldn't imagine living out there. I know people who do hit and runs. They'll crash into your shit and keep driving. Let you be on the highway or in traffic or something, and they ain't got no insurance. And they're not trying to come up off that money or get in trouble and have their license revoked or some shit like that. They're definitely dip. Nobody's staying around for that. But this, like, come on, this is foul. So she done already has an issue with one of her family members. The 3 years before this, having a son hit by a vehicle, and then they just discard him and bury him with all this information, and then you have this excuse. You tried to contact people, you tried to reach out. No, the hell you didn't. I'm not buying that. Nobody's buying that shit. They said they found all of his information on him. So you got everything that you need right there. And with technology and how we're able to reach out and touch anyone through the internet, you telling me with his address, his name, with everything that was in his possession that you left with him, you couldn't contact her? Or you're claiming that you tried to contact her. But if you really tried to contact her, how is it that he just went completely off the grid? No, like, what you're trying to tell me is you did everything in your power to contact her as if she was just a ghost. Like he didn't have a family. He didn't have a mother. He didn't have nobody. Right.
they really wanted to notify her that her son Dexter had been hit by a police car. So it is very, very suspicious that they would just bury him in a proper grave because they said they could not identify his next of kin. Ms. Bettison does not accept it, and because of her tenacity, it has exposed all of these loved ones being dropped in a hole in a bag behind a Mississippi jail.
Mr. Crump, the Jackson mayor did say there were mistakes. He also just said that Dexter Wade's death was a tragic accident. He said there was no malicious intent in failing to notify the family. We know the police department's new notification procedures right now. What recourse are you specifically seeking right now for these families you represent?
We're seeking to have the federal Department of Justice come in and do an investigation to make each and every one of these citizens, disproportionately black citizens whose lives matter, will be identified, their families notified, and them given a proper funeral.
And I should say, Ms. Wade, I mentioned families because you are not alone here. There's been in the last few months the discovery at least 2 other men, 40-year-old Mario Moore and 39-year-old Jonathan Hankins, were also killed and buried in that same cemetery, and their families not known for months. From your perspective, Ms. Wade, what do you want to see happen now?
Well, first of all, I feel like that the city needs to give me an acknowledgement to say that, hey, I'm sorry. I mean, just give me some kind of closure and explain to me what actually happened.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, ma'am, and I'm gonna try to be as coy as possible. If you're looking for a apology, you're not going to get one. You're not getting an apology. And if getting an apology is going to be sincere, you do not give up. They don't care one lick about how it have impacted you. Doesn't matter how it impacted anyone else that's involved in this. Them people did exactly what they set out to do. You looked at that site and you know exactly what they thought about those men just by how it was dug up and how they set up the plots and all of it. Everything you need to know is in that visual. There's no like what you're asking for. I understand what you're asking for. Hold on a second. Once I understand what you're asking for, and you deserve closure. You deserve justice. Everyone that's affected by this deserves justice. Nobody should be discarded like that. Nobody should be treated like that. They're all humans. Doesn't matter what their history was. Nobody should be left for dead. Nobody should be wondering for months and weeks and days and years about where their loved ones are, if they're alive or not. Nobody should have to go through the mental torture. I'm sure every single man and woman that is attached to what was contributed to this, I'm sure all of them have family. All of them have loved ones that they care for dearly. You definitely would not be appreciative of this happening to your nephew or your niece or your son or daughter or grandfather. You would not like this at all. If you were in her shoes or any of these other family members' shoes, you would not like that shit. You would be up here just as pissed off. But see, the reason why You don't have any remorse, because I honestly don't believe anybody that was involved in this has any remorse for what happened here. And the reason why is because this shit went on for who knows how long. She's saying months. But the way that this was executed, you can tell they didn't care. If they really cared, why is this now being discovered? Anyone with a conscience or anyone who feels bad, they would have come out. They would have tried to contact someone from the prison, someone that is an official, that has the qualifications or the mind or the heart to reach out to someone who could contact anyone who might have had somebody here, whether it was a prisoner or not. And we know that all of these people are not prisoners. Some of these are just folks that just were in unfortunate positions. And I guarantee you, a lot of the folks that were buried there were murdered or unalived due to some type of bigotry, some type of racism, or there was some acts of passion, of crimes that they were trying to cover up, and they just didn't want nobody to know about it. That's why none of them got names. All they got are numbers attached to them. I'm surprised they even did that. We're going to get into that too.
On that freeway that night. You know, how did it actually occur? You know, just down the events that went down with it. And I want to see justice. I want to see justice done for this, because it's wrong. It's wrong to take somebody's child and bury them in a field and I didn't even get a last chance to say anything to my child, or either I didn't even get a last chance to just say, I love you. Just look down on him and say, baby, I love you. They haven't even came and called me and said, Miss Wade, could you come down and we explain to you now? I mean, I haven't even got a word. And so how do that feel? That makes you feel like they are guilty. They are guilty of a crime because they can't tell you what happened.
Ms. Wade, do I understand correctly that the mayor, Norwood Police Department, has reached out to you to explain what happened to your son?
No, no one
Of course they didn't.
have reached out to me to say, explain it, you know, to explain what happened to my son. But I did allow city supervisors, you know, the board supervisors to say, you know, that they hated what happened to me. But I haven't had said anything, nobody from JPD, just Police Department, ever came to me and acknowledged me.
Mr. Curry, gets even more disturbing with this discovery of 215 bodies in that cemetery. What do we know about those bodies?
We know based on since 2016, in the last 8 years, we can identify 215 individuals that were buried behind that jail, and their families have not been notified. Furthermore, Mr. Wade was number 672. That means there are 671 other people buried behind that jail, marked with only a number.
Mr. Crump and Ms. Betterton.
Yo.
And Wade,
That's
thank you
crazy. That's crazy as shit. So it's even more than 215. Nah, you're not going to get the answers that you seek from this. You're not. I'm sorry. I am. Like I really feel bad for everyone. What you expected. You're not. If you think that these are humans, these aren't human beings. These are monsters. These are people who don't have no type of respect for human life. They look at every single body buried in that field as a number. And me giving my honest opinion on it, it comes off as if it's some type of game. Like it's a sport, entertainment. Because none of them have names, but they're all tagged and they all have numbers to them. And I get the feeling, for some reason, I get the feeling that those numbers mean more than just the actual count of human remains thrown in a hole. I think it's more than that. I think those numbers represent how many kills a person got. Like, mind you, this is behind a prison. So who else has access to be able to use that type of property? Who else has access to be able to do that without having permits? Ain't no average citizen going onto a property governed and protected by this official system that is not working for them. Someone there, multiple. I'm not even putting this on one person. There's a handful of people that have a role in this. And the reason why this never came out was because it was never meant for it to come out. They treated this like it was a game. Now I'm just speculating because I don't know how all of those people transitioned. One was a allegedly a hit and run, but then we don't really know if that's true. Most of them people there were unalived by someone with an itch that they needed to scratch, and they made a sport out of it. Like there's like this weird competition. You ever watch like Hostile or like a movie where they treat these situations like a game? This is what I got from this. I don't think none of this shit was an accident. All of it was done on purpose. It was calculated. Nobody was supposed to discover any of this. Why would they? It's on prison grounds. No civilian should have ever seen or discovered this. How come this wasn't made known to everyone? How is it that I'm just hearing about this? We talk about everything in the world on social media. How did this never come up? 2006, from 2016 up until now, you tell me there's over 600 individuals unidentified in that one area. You think about all the missing cases those posters plastered on the stores, on trees, on traffic signals, all these missing folks all around the world. You never really wonder, like, did they ever find this person? What happened? Where they end up? Where they go? Are they still alive? You never ask yourself that. I wonder. It'd be children, it'd be grandparents, it'd be adolescents, teenagers, it'd be black people, it'd be Hispanic people. It, you wonder where all these folks end up going, how they end up disappearing. And well, this answers one of many questions. Why? But this doesn't seem to be a big concern to a lot of people. Nobody really cares. We wake up, go to work, come home, get in the shower, eat, repeat. We go out here, buy our fancy clothes. We get into our relationships and our marriages. We create families and homes, and the world just keeps on spinning and spinning. Meanwhile, so much evil out here in the world is happening around us. We don't take time to really be grateful or appreciative of what we have. Ain't that weird? Over 600 men, like just discarded, like they're nothing, they're nobody. We just go on with our lives, living them as if, you know, this couldn't be us, or this couldn't be someone in our house. That's sad. That's absolutely sad. And I feel for everyone that's involved in this. Nobody should ever have to witness anything like this. I'm not trying to wake up to a phone call and someone tells me, "Oh, we done. Are you such and such?" Yeah. I have some unfortunate news at the coroner's office. Uh, we have identified such and such as. Uh, Nobody wants that phone call. Don't care who you are. Humans, man, we are some real unique people. Some real work. I can't believe. I cannot believe that someone could execute over 600 people in the course of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4. In the course of 9 years, you've killed over 600 people and masked it. And you used a jail as a cover up for the horrendous actions and behaviors of your bigotry and your hatred towards another human being for whatever ignorance that breeds inside of you. You know how many people are out here right now discarded somewhere? This really pissed me off. Like really, really pisses me off because everyone who was involved or has something to do with this, they're still alive, kicking it, laughing, smiling, enjoying birthdays free. They still doing their job, serving you breakfast, pulling you over, probably retired, and probably still working in other fields, smiling and cheesing in everybody's face, knowing the shit that they done did to people. They just walking free. That's wild to me. That's absolutely unacceptable. This whole situation is unacceptable. Donald Trump, I don't know where and what you're doing. You got this whole tariff thing, this whole ICE thing. What I need you to do is handle this little situation here. I doubt you will, though. We need answers. I need to know who, what, and why. They don't have no story. They can't tell me why her son ended up in a shallow grave and he wasn't a prisoner or nothing. He was just a random person who got hit and he just ended up thrown to the wayside with the rest of them and given a number. He was 617, 612 or something like that. So y'all just keeping tabs of everybody that y'all killed. Well, I know they pissed they can't go there no more. And you know what? The uninteresting thing about it is this might not even be the only location. Mississippi is a racist state. I don't know what I'm thinking about. That's not the only place. It's impossible for me to believe that. I hope they consider this too. That can't be the only location. If they did this that long there, they got very comfortable. Very comfortable. Because there's no way in the world you can go 9 years of unaliving people. They did it so much. They just turned it into a sport. 9 years now you're targeting people. You're going after specific folks. You're not just going at the blue collar, obvious, known to media type people. You're going after folks that don't really seem like people love them. You're going after people that it would look like nobody would care or would look for them. Because if I really, let me see something here. I wonder if I can I want to see how many people, like, let's do a missing persons for Mississippi. Mississippi. I'm curious. How many people are gone missing out there? Maybe I should have asked how many. This doesn't even include the black on black crime and the self deletions. Let me see. Uh, all right. So in 2023, there were over 300 active missing persons cases reported in Mississippi. Nationwide, there are roughly 6.5 missing persons for every 100,000 people. That is wild. 100,000 worldwide. That might not seem like a huge number to anyone else, but that is to me. Missing persons by state 2024. All right. I'm going to bring this one up here to the screen. We should care about stuff like this. That's my opinion. And I'm curious to know for myself. Because we should care about this. We could be saving somebody. We could actually be helping someone reunite with their loved ones, even if it's just to bring closure to the house. Everyone deserves closure. Don't care who you are. Now, I'm not going to play that. I just want to see we have a list here. And they took me all the way off the screen. Damn. Did y'all really have to do me like that? Y'all really have to do me like that? Come on. What I'm looking at here is, let me see if I can bring this back up. Won't let me do it last time. We want to spin the block. Hold on. Nope. Yeah, this is weird. According to this, and 600, no, 3,362. Texas coming in second at 2,585. Florida 1,744. Alaska 1,272. New York 1,066. New York. Nope. New York is 1,066. Arizona is 1,055. Washington is 844. Tennessee 760. Oklahoma 648. Michigan 602. That's wild. They need to get this together though. Like that's fucked. That's absolutely not acceptable. And I hope and pray that justice is served for these people. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that at all. I gotta I don't know. Let me see something. They must have took down my recording or something. Hold on. Because I don't see that shit no more. Nope, they didn't. It's still right here. According to, can anyone see me? I can't tell if anybody is visibly here or not. Because according to my screen, what I'm looking at, I'm still running. All right. So I'm not tripping. It's not showing up. They must have removed it. All right. I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here. It says that it's here. All right. It just popped back up. I was looking at this shit like, hold up, what the hell is going on? It was showing up everywhere else, and it wasn't showing up on here. I had a situation with my connection that cut me out, and I had to sign back on. All right, I get the message. Yeah, I don't. Someone don't like what I'm talking about. Well, so be it. I don't care. It is what it is. Some people need a voice. They need someone to speak about this. So I'm speaking about it. I need y'all to do me a solid and repost this. Repost this because there's people that are buried and their families don't know where they at, and they need to know about this case. They need to know about this story more than anything else. Forget about me. Wouldn't you want someone to share your story? If you were lost and someone was looking for you, wouldn't you want them to find you for closure? Would you want them to sleep restless and have nightmares and be constantly wondering where you are? Them people need to know. They need answers. They need resolve. They need peace of mind. If anything, you can't bring the person back, but you can at least get on their helmet. That's what I'm talking about. Getting on these people helmets. Stay on their helmet. To hell with that. There's motherfuckers out here that's living free, doing all kinds of dirt, and we just let them get away with this shit like it's cool. It's not cool. Their ass need to be in jail. They need to be locked away for the rest of their life. They do not deserve to be out here breathing the same air as us. They don't. 9 years. 9 years. You've been able to get away with doing what you've successfully done. Nah, I'm not comfortable with that. That don't sit right with me. It don't sit right well with me at all that murderers are walking and roaming free on this earth. Am I the only one? Am I alone in that? Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Did I miss the memo? Did I forget something here? Please enlighten me. Let me know. Let me know if I'm tripping. If I'm wrong, tell me. I don't think I'm wrong. We need more people on this. We need answers. We need more investigators on this. We need people to be held accountable for what they've done. We need families found. We need these problems solved right away. We don't need to be waiting no more. We don't got time for that. This shit has already been going on for 9+ years, probably longer than that. Enough time has already gone past. Stop with the bullshit and stop slowing the process down. Get on this case. Make people put respect on these names. Make the prosecutor, make these officers, these prisons, these judges, make these cities and states hold themselves accountable for this shit. We keep on talking about racism, hatred, colorism, and all this bull. Here's the time. Here's the time. You retweet and repost everything else. You got all this energy for everything else. You comment and argue with people over Beyonce and this, that, and the third. You got all the time in the world for that. Well, here's your chance to make your voice matter for something. This ain't like going to the election or in voting for the worst of two evils. You're not choosing between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. This isn't that. This is you saying we sick and tired of the evil in our neighborhoods. We're sick and tired of white people getting away with hatred towards black men. This is about putting people behind bars that should be behind bars. This is about saying my voice matters. You're going to hear this. No, we're not going to ignore this. No, you're going to address this, and you're going to address this immediately. You're not going to sugarcoat it. You're not going to hide behind your PR team. You're not going to hide behind social media. You're not going to allow your spokesperson to get in front of the camera and use scripted teleprompters to give answers and responses to stuff just because it sounds good. You're not, no. Done. I'm done with that. I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. No more covering up. No more prettying this shit up. I don't care about your suit and tie. I don't care about none of these little fake news report interviews. You have specific people in the audience from certain news stations asking questions. You pick and choose who asks what because everything is controlled. I don't want that. This is social media. This is where all the information gets out. This is where all our opinions are voiced. This is where you can say whatever the hell you want freely, openly. You can be yourself. You can be honest about things you don't like. You don't have to worry about being judged for something. You can say whatever you feel. No problems, no questions asked. Over 600 people are dead and buried, and they were treated like trash. Nobody knows that they're alive. Humans did this to them. And those humans that did this to them are still here walking free with the ego and arrogance that they can continue to get away with what they've been doing because they've done it thus far without anybody challenging or checking them. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Everybody needs to go. It's up for the judicial system, for Hollywood. It's up for the meter maid. It's up for shoplifters. It's up for PD files. It's up for perverts. It's up for teachers. It's up for principals. It's up for anyone who is moving dirty, grimy, anyone who is destroying the community, messing up the bag, anyone is interfering with your welfare, with your marriage. It's up for everybody. Nobody should be off limits here. You know how to make your voice heard when it's time. Make your voice heard right now. One gesture. All it takes is one message, one person to say, yep, this is important. This is important. So we need to address it. The fact that I didn't even know about this until today, I just learned about this today. I was on YouTube. And it came up. I lie to you not. I even saved it so I didn't forget. And I know a lot of people spoke on it, but I've never seen anyone on Twitter or IG or anyone really bringing it up. You know what I see? A bunch of goofy, laughing, trolling, and twerking, and that's all I generally see. Motivational quotes and videos. I haven't seen clips of that though. Not a single one. Not a single one. Them people deserve to rest in peace. Their families deserve to give them a proper burial. The families deserve to say goodbye to them properly. I'm sick and tired of seeing people committing crimes and they get away with it. I know God is going to deal with them, but I'm over this. I don't see nothing. So no, that's not going to cut it. How do you get away with something like this for 10 years? Nobody sees a single thing. For 10 years, you can successfully unalive 600 plus men, women, and still go to Chipotle in your favorite restaurant and still make money off the sweat and backs of you and me without having any type of guilty conscience for your life. You just out here enjoying every pleasure of a free person when you took away the freedom of many, and nobody seems to be bothered by that. Make it make sense to me. I don't hate humans. I do have a dislike for a lot of them. There's just some people who don't deserve power. There's just some people who do not deserve responsibility. They don't deserve to have influence. Far too long have we put our trust, our hopes, and our dreams in the hands of folks who are just as flawed as we are. These people don't even take their job serious. Every single person that is, let me tell you something. Hold on. Give me my money. Every single person that is buried there, none of them folks are there because of a gangster, hitman, street thug, drug dealer, Chad and Tyrone. None of them people are there because of that. There's not a single soul that is in those plots there because of your daily neighborhood street dude, your baby daddy. That's not that. These people were put there by officers, by detectives, by fucking firefighters, prison guards, prisoners probably helped out. Like, these are people that you would look at and think, well, damn, they dressed appropriately. They don't look like they are homeless. They are very presentable. Doctors, lawyers, and all that. Those are the type of people that are doing this shit. It's not the stereotypical hood dude that is doing this. And I think we forget about that too much. Or we just don't care enough. And we're not putting enough emphasis behind it. So what I want to do, what I would like to do, since how this is my first time hearing of the story and I don't know what is happening next, I do want to do a follow-up on this. I want the message to get out there to the general public. I want every single eye that is attentive to what is important in life to see this. And I want them to address it. I want them to talk about it. I want you to talk about it. I want you to have a conversation about it. You don't even have to have it here. You could talk about it on your own page. You can post it. You can share it. You can, whatever. What we need to do is have more conversations about this and anything else that involves the injustices that are continuously being swept under the rug so that we can finally start cleaning up a little bit of this crap that we got out here. There's no way. There's no way that this should have gone on as long as it has. And why should I be okay with it? Why should I be okay with death? Why should I be okay with people that are supposed to be protecting me? The real enemy. You got the badge, you got the stitched lapel, you got the title. You're supposed to save people from fires, save kittens from trees, and this, that. And you're the ones that's really out here taking us out off this planet earlier than we're supposed to be called away from this earth. The biggest killers are the ones that's working behind the desk. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. I like really make it make sense. Help me understand the logic in being okay with killers and this, that, and the third, having the job. You should not have the job that you have. You shouldn't be free. You shouldn't be walking and roaming amongst the rest of us just so casually. None of that. Nobody should be okay with that. Not a single soul. This is the problem. We don't care enough. We don't care enough. We need to start caring more. If you got 10 minutes, if you got an hour, if you got 2 hours to sit up here and rant about Krishan Rock, Blueface, y'all went on for years about her and that dude arguing, feeling sorry for her, clowning him, clowning her, roasting them, making memes about them. Krishan Rock and Blueface for years, everybody was on their helmet. Either you loved them or you hated them, but y'all was on their helmets. This should be extremely, exceptionally more important in terms of what is being pushed to the limelight over anything else. And I'm just being honest. You know how you prioritize what is valuable and what isn't to you? Well, this should be prioritized over a number of things that I can think of off the top of my head. And I don't have no hatred towards nobody, but I don't give a shit about Beyonce's awards. I don't give a shit about any of that crap. What I care about is the streets being cleaner, about getting these dusty ass, selfish, self-serving ass, evil ass people up off the street. Get them the hell up out of these properties, get them off of these lands, get them out of our businesses, get them away from our children, get them away from us in general. Get them the hell off of social media. Just get all of them up out of here. That's what I'm on. Lock them all up. Get them the hell up out of here. That's where I'm at. That will always take precedence over a BET award or a Actors Guild or you getting some type of YouTube plaque. Come on, what are we doing here? Where are the priorities? Where are the priorities? These people they can't even speak for themselves no more. They don't have no voice. They died, left here. Only they know and God knows. And the people who were involved in their crime, only they know what happened. No one else is there to defend them or give them any type of relief or resolve whatsoever. So who's going to do it? She clearly made it clear that the folks that don't give a shit. They told her, look, we tried to reach out to you. We tried to contact you about your son. We tried to let you know this was going on. We tried to inform you. Oh, no, I don't know what happened. I can't tell you. How the fuck are you? How are you a prison? How, as a governor or a mayor, how are you in this position of power and responsibility and you don't know what the fuck you doing? How tell me how do you be given this level of responsibility, have absolutely no answers for what's going on in your city? How do you not know anything? How is this just brand new to you? There's no excuse for that. The same way we on Donald Trump helmet and on Elon Musk helmet, and the same way that we be coming at certain people for doing and saying certain stupid crap about politics and messing with finances, keep the same energy here. What are you talking about? That's why I am here. Fuck a pop your balloon. Fuck all of those little dating shows and this. I get it. I don't care. It's not that serious. There are people that are no longer here on this earth because there are people that we work. You know You work around people who are probably responsible for the exact shit that we talking about right now. And you're working around people who are in the midst of or probably already has successfully committed a crime that would get them life behind bars, but it's being covered up. It's just, well, I'm rich, or I can get you fired, or I can make sure that you don't have a job again, so you better shut up, or this, that. We are around this all the time. This is what brings me to where I am with this particular story. And I had to go here because you don't just accumulate 200 to 600 bodies and convince a logical thinking person that this was all crime related. These are prisoners who were murderers or this, that. You're not going to make me think or convince me that that's what this was, because nobody has any answers to why they are there, how they got there. Yes, you do. You know exactly why they're there. It's a prison. It's not my fucking backyard. This isn't behind a school. This isn't up the street or on the side of a highway where they just throw the body in an unmarked grave and just leave them discarded under some bushes. This ain't that. This is a property that's owned by the government. So again, I want answers. Tell me how this happened. Tell me how they got there. Don't tell me you don't know. The hell, what are you talking about? You don't know. You absolutely know. You know, we know, the viewers know, anyone with common sense knows. Oh, I get it. They just bumped their head. They slipped and fell into death. They walked into a door and died. They got that black eye from running into a bullet. Oh, the car didn't hit them. They hit the car. Oh no, they slipped and fell into them gunshot wounds. Oh no, they didn't. No, right. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. You're gonna have to do a little bit better than that, Mississippi. We all around the world know y'all racist as hell. I don't know if this was that, but come on, we already know how Mississippi get down, man. And I'll be the first one to tell you that black people kill black people. This is not that. This is something worse or equally as bad. This does not have anything to do with black on black crime. It's too structured. It's too, like, hear me out. The MO behind this, it has an entirely different signature to it. Like, there are people who they have certain styles to their killing or their appetite for. Jeffrey Dahmer had his, the B2K killer had his. You had people who targeted only prostitutes. You had men who only targeted older women, elderly women. Some folks with their their thing, they would just tie you to a tree. Some would hang you. Some would like this right here was a signature that only a specific type of person would be able to accomplish. Because in order for you to get at, like, I don't know what, I have to look at it for a second. I need to, because I'm curious. I need to know, maybe someone can help me out. What I'm trying to figure out is, I know I've watched a number of shows where they discuss prisons, the ones that are like extremely hard to escape. So I look at that, and my question is, if these are places that are so inescapable, that would tell me that you have a level of security that would be impossible for anyone to escape or even infiltrate the infrastructure. There's no way a person could come on to this level of security without being shot, arrested, unnoticed, and then systematically create a parcel of land where it's specifically designated for unidentified people to rest for the you're not, no. And this is like some cardboard box prison, or like they just made this is just, what's the, not a fucking a clubhouse. Unless this is like just a clubhouse with some cardboard and like a couch in it. There's no way average civilians are on this property executing people and then dragging them. And then on top of that, look at it that way too. Like these people, 600 plus people, all of these are not. Yeah, this is too much. It's too much. All of them are unmarked. None of them have names, meaning to me they're not prisoners. None of them are prisoners. If they are prisoners, you didn't give them a name. I thought even prisoners got names attached to their grave. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Let me do a fact check. I need confirmation. This behind this. Let me see. First off, I want to find Mississippi jail. That's what we need to do. I need to see this prison for myself. Hold up. I need to see this prison for myself so that I can really gauge what we are actually looking at here. Because if you're trying to convince me that a prison is so weak and it is accessible to pedestrians to the point where they can do this, then your system is truly flawed. It is absolutely, truly flawed. Um, let me bring this up on the screen. We're gonna talk about. I want to see for myself. I don't know if I'm going to get the full access to this though. Like, to be honest with you, they might not even show the image that I want. This might not even be the prison. We're gonna see. I want to see what this looks like. I know they have images of it. I know they have multiple prisons, and I'm seeing a number of them here. Oh, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up a couple of these. We're going to really examine this one. This is important. I don't think they understand that we are not stupid and the internet is undefeated. The internet is absolutely undefeated. When we want to figure out the truth, we will figure out the truth. So let's do it. Uh, this first image right here, let's take a look at this one. Now, when you look at this particular photo, I see fences 10 feet, 12 feet high with barbed wire. It's clear that this is exceptionally covered. You can tell that they put a lot. Miss Panina, hello. You can tell that this property and this location, it is highly secure. I don't see any weaknesses here. I don't understand why they have these benches right there. I guess it's the wait for whoever's going to come and pick them up. However, I don't necessarily see a entrance or a exit that is or a weakness that would allow someone to infiltrate or compromise the structure of the property. Let's go to another image. Now, like I said, I don't know. We have multiple prisons in different states, so I'm not saying that this is the same one. This is Mississippi in general. So these images I'm pulling them up for a reason, because these people are saying we don't know how this happened. We don't know how these bodies got here, and I'm questioning everything that y'all talking about. Now we look at this image right here. What do you see? I see another fence. It looks like it's about 10 to 12 feet tall. Might be a little shorter. Don't bash me about the math. That's not the point. These fences look as though there is absolutely no way, unless you're going to cut a hole down here through the fence and then 007 your way inside the location, and then you're somehow going to beat the cameras that are placed strategically outside of the infrastructure all around the building. If you're telling me that you're going to do all of that, and then bury people, children, men, whatever. If you're committing homicides and this, that, and the third, and you're telling me that you can do all of this successfully in a location that is set up like this without anyone noticing, I would challenge your disrespect towards my intellect. You must think that I am the dumbest person in the world if you want me to believe that. Oh, okay. Let's go to another image. Okay. This is a different location. I can tell that the way that the fence is built is completely different than the other. Oh, this is Texas. All right, this is Texas, which is fine. We don't need the actual prison out there. But again, it's the same principles. So like you know, I'm not hearing. We don't know how they got here. We don't know how these people ended up with no. You can bury all them people. Nobody like nobody's okay. We know who's behind this. Are we really questioning who's responsible for this? Forget about the locations. I'm talking about look at the structures. I'm trying to paint a picture, a bigger picture. Prisons are designed to keep people in and dangers out. You got to be a crappy employee. You got to be a really shitty employee if you're able to bury 600 people on this type of property without anyone noticing it as a civilian, because clearly the authority figures, they don't want to take any responsibility for any of this. But we know, we absolutely know. Another one, Libby prison. This one right here. Oh, I guess maybe you have a chance to slaughter hundreds of people here. Surely nobody's going to see this. Surely nobody would notice. You got every opportunity in the world to get away with anything that your heart desires on this property with all of this exquisite security, these fences. Look at the two cars there. Look at the beautifully cut grass here. And I guess if you're looking on the outside of all of these trees out here, maybe someone could do it out there without being noticed. Right. I got you. Mm-hmm. Let's continue. Inmates still missing after this is 8 years ago. They probably done caught them by now. Again, though, y'all get my point. Well, let me see this one. Dooley County. Right. You see where I'm going with this? You understand where I'm coming from with this? Y'all know what's up. Y'all know exactly what's going on. Nobody's dumb. And I hope and pray that whoever is responsible for what happened here is held accountable to the fullest extent of the actual law, not the made up one, but the actual law abiding law that binds us all to it. I just want to go through a couple more. This looks like a nice little secluded place. But, my point is, even if you try to claim you don't know what's going on here, who's going to be responsible for this? Who can you really blame for this? You're going to tell me a random person on the street did this? No. This is one of y'all people. This is absolutely one of y'all people. But I digress. I'm going to stop it right there. Over 600 people, no names, no identity, no family, no closure, taken away for reasons unknown. There's no justification for it either way. And I guess we just supposed to shut up about it. We ain't supposed to have no opinions, no voice. Yeah. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And my last thought on this, your voice matters. What's going on to us, what they are doing to us, is not right. Doesn't matter what class you in. No one deserves to be treated like this. Nobody should be discarded and left for nothing. And if we want better, we need to do better. We need to work together and say enough is enough. Either we do that or they continue to get away with what they've been getting away with. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of them getting away with what they're getting away with. We going back on later at 7. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Do me a solid. If you're not following me, it's optional. Follow me on all platforms, YouTube, IG. If you have any other information on this particular case, please share it with me. Please, don't. If you know something that we don't share it with the public, I'll even share it. But this right here, nah, I don't want to see no more of this. I want justice for those people. And it goes deeper than that, but it's on us to really care. I will see you guys later on. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you would, I would appreciate it very much. As usual, if you could, I would appreciate it if you goddamn button. I'm going to get back in the studio, get some more recording done. Appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy your afternoon. I will see y'all a little later.